Just when we thought the world of wrestling in 2022 could not get any crazier, potentially the biggest wrestling news of all time hit today, and that is that Vincent Kennedy McMahon has officially retired and has stepped down as CEO as well as chairman of WWE, and I honestly cannot believe it. I'm pretty sure many people, like myself, assumed that Vince would be in charge until he died. Until his very last breath, I really thought Vince would fully be in charge no matter what. And the fact that we're sitting here today, July 22nd, 2022, and that it's officially happened. Vince McMahon is no longer in charge of the company. This company has had to go by everything by him for the past, 40 years now, since 82. So this is huge. This is like I said, potentially the biggest wrestling news of all time. This is a game changer, and it's going to be absolutely insane to see how things progress going forward. Obviously, Vince is still involved in terms of a stock shareholder and whatnot. It's crazy, it's crazy to think that he's no longer going to be involved. Now, it's pretty apparent that he was pretty much forced into this position, obviously due to the allegations of the hush money and whatnot. I'm not going to get involved in all of that, but it's very apparent. Obviously, it's all that, going down on him currently. It was just giving the company a bad look, and he probably figured, or probably someone talked sense into him finally, that, hey, you know what? We can't have the company suffering because of your negativity potentially, so might be better off to part ways. And they try to do that with him stepping down, momentarily, where he announced, Stephanie as the interim chairwoman. But yeah, officially as of today, he is no longer involved with the WWE in terms of a power position. He's no longer head of creative. He essentially has nothing. He's no authority in WWE now, and replacing him, they announced that Stephanie McMahon will be the official chairwoman and co-CEO of WWE, running alongside with Nick Khan, who is now officially the chairman as well as co-CEO of WWE. And I think everyone saw it coming. Nick Khan's come in and just absolutely just changed the landscape of the company in the last couple of years, and for the positive too. I know I'm not gonna sit there and say every decision he's made is a home run, but with Nick Khan in charge, I do think it's more positive than anything. So I do think it's the right decision. Just battle the cons in wrestling. Right now, we got Nick Khan officially, a CEO in WWE. We got Tony Khan, obviously CEO in AEW. So the cons are just, two different Khan families, obviously, but the cons are just taking over wrestling. But yeah, I truly didn't think I would see the day where Vince McMahon would step down, and like I said, I'm still in absolute shock, and it's absolutely crazy, and it's really interesting to see where things go going forward. Like I said, the last 40 years, everything has gone by him. Everything has gone the way he's wanted to go. So now that it's going to be in someone else's hands, and this is going to be their vision of how things are going to go, it's going to be really interesting. And I do think it'll be for the positive. I do think this is a positive change for the company. But it's just really interesting to see how it's going to play out and see how different things are going to be ran and how different things are going to be presented possibly and whatnot. So a lot of big changes going to be coming, I can feel, and I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited to see, because hopefully they're cutting out the negatives. Like, first off, with Vince gone, let's get rid of that little fucking rat Kevin Dunn and his fucking 15 zoom in and outs and 25,000 camera cuts. Jesus Christ, he needs to go. So hopefully Kevin Dunn is someone that's out as well, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But yeah, crazy stuff. Vince McMahon, obviously, not everything's a home run with him. He's made a lot of terrible decisions. I'm not sitting there saying he's the same as a person either, because obviously all these allegations against him and just the shit he's pulled over the years. So I'm not going to sit there and praise Vince, but at the same time, it's like we do have to credit him for the enjoyment that we've had. A lot of my childhood memories are because of him. Obviously he wasn't directly involved, but his decisions, whether it was WrestleManias or, bookings, whatever it may have been, at the end of the day, a lot of my happiness, and at the same time, don't get me wrong, a lot of my displeasure with wrestling as well came from him. So like I said, I'm not going to sit there and act like he's a saint and that everything he's done was a home run. But again, at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff though that's made us happy, like, one of the happiest moments I've seen in wrestling for me personally, WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan winning the title in the main event. That happened because Vince's say at the end of the day, So even though we may not agree with all the decisions, a lot of the shit Vince has, provided and produced over the years, and he changed the landscape of wrestling. He took wrestling mainstream and made it exactly what it is today. Who knows where wrestling would be if Vince didn't destroy the territories and make it all his own. So Yeah, this is definitely a huge change in the landscape of professional wrestling. I mean, mainly for WWE, because this is WWE is the company it's mainly being affected by. But it's gonna be really interesting to see how things go going forward. And it's really interesting too, because a lot of the guys that come back, they kind of do them as favors of Vince. Like even the amount of times Taker came back, he did it for Vince. The Rock coming back, he did it for Vince. So I'm really interested to see if a lot of legends would be willing to come back and do some matches again with Vince no longer being in charge, because, again, they're doing it as a favor to Vince a lot of the time. So I'm really interested to see how that affects in terms of people wanting to come back. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I've had the privilege to see Vince live a handful of times. The two times that come to my head right away. The one promo where they came out, him, Triple H, Shane, and Steph, and they did the promo where they said, our product is bad, but we're going to make it better, and you guys are now in charge. Yeah, I was there for that infamous promo that led to absolutely nowhere. And I was actually there live as well, where he fought CM Punk, and where Punk ended up turning around and punching the fan in the face. I was there at that Raw to see that in live. So I have some pretty fun Vince in-person memories, and a lot of great memories as well on the product. Obviously, he contributed a lot. He's the whole reason the Stone Cold Steve Austin character became what it was. Without the Mr. McMahon character, what is Austin today? Not saying he wouldn't be a star, but that was a huge role in Austin becoming as big as he became. And just, other programs Vince has been in over the years. I mean, fuck, man, Vince made God wrestle. Where else would God wrestle but under the tree of Vince McMahon? Vince, he's had his moments, but yeah, I want to say thanks to Vince for all the memories. Like I said, not every time has been a home run. He's, trust me, caused a lot of misery in wrestling. I mean, for instance, fucking shoving Roman Reigns down our throats. And those 5 years from 2015 to 2020, where it's just like, it was obviously the character was terrible and it wasn't working. He just tried so hard. So obviously everything wasn't a home run with Vince, but there's a lot of good as well. Like I said, the amount of childhood memories that I have are because of Vince. Anything that really I've enjoyed in WWE, it came down to his decisions, like I said. So it was a roller coaster ride, Vince McMahon, but at the end of the day, I'm very grateful for the memories that were provided because of his decisions at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, this is a long time coming. He should have retired years ago, to be fair, but like I said, I really thought Vince would be in charge until his last breath. So it's crazy to see him finally step down. And like I said, it's going to be a breath of fresh air for WWE, hopefully for the positive. I'm hopeful for the positive, especially with Stephanie and Nick Khan being involved. And by the way, Triple H is officially back too, as of today as well. He's officially back, I believe, as EVP of Talent Relations, as well as I even heard that he's taking back over NXT. So Triple H is back involved heavily. So yeah, I'm optimistic for the future. Hopefully good things come. And once again, thank you, Vincent Kenny McMahon, for the memories. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to like below. And until next time, I'll see you guys, and thank you guys for watching the video.